welcome to Sports Talk with L-Beasley. It is Wednesday afternoon here for me in Detroit, Michigan. And today is going to be somewhat of a short show because I really just want to discuss this topic going on in the NBA. But first, I just want to touch a little bit on the Dallas Cowboys situation, losing linebacker Sean Lee. And this is just a huge blow. I'm sad to see this happen to Sean Lee because I've been a huge fan of Sean Lee since his college days. But, definitely been a big fan of him on Dallas. He's done extraordinary things for that team. He's turned that defense around in more ways than one could imagine. And to lose him basically for what they're basically saying, sources and reports are saying basically his season's over because he's going to have this toe. He has a toe injury where he's going to have surgery. He's been already placed on injury reserve. It's just sad to see. I mean, Sean Lee, without a doubt was one of the most important defensive players, not only in this league, but also on the Dallas Cowboys. Since the start of the 2011 season, no Dallas player has had more tackles for loss, or interceptions than Sean Lee. And that's an impressive stat in itself. But the great thing that I like about Sean Lee, I never want to see a player get hurt. But one thing I can always say about certain people, when they do go down, I can feel certain players just know how to get back up. Sean Lee has been, unfortunately, and this is not a good thing, but unfortunately, he's been somebody who's had injuries his entire life. He had him in college, he had him in the NFL, and he has so much intensity about him that I believe he's going to bounce back. Like I said, he's had injuries in the past. He knows how to deal with these things. He knows how to, get his body back in shape, prepare mentally to get back on the field and be ready when he gets back. That's really the big thing. Obviously we won't officially know how he's going to play and how he's looking until after the surgery and things of that nature. But, just a big blow to the Dallas Cowboys defense. Like I said, I'm not a Cowboy fan at all, but I am a Sean Lee fan. And like I said, to see him go down after the impressive season and we're not even done yet, just see what he's done for that defense is crazy. And as far as I know, Dan Conner will replace Lee in the starting lineup. And, so we'll see. And I think Bruce Carter will take over as the defensive signal caller because that's another, role that Lee plays. I mean, he's the signal caller. I mean, you might as well call him the cow with the bell around his neck. He's the one making the adjustments pre-snaps and, what adjustments they are. He's the one who's calling out the defenses and basically being a leader to his team on and off field, but definitely on the field. So definitely want to see how the Cowboys are going to play without their star linebacker or star defensive player, period, and Sean Lee. Hopefully he has a successful surgery and hopefully he can get back, healthy for next season. Take your time. Don't rush it. Definitely want to see you back healthy and doing your thing. Because like I said, he is a great linebacker. Definitely somebody I look up to and admire as far as a linebacker and a player and just a person. So, get well soon, Sean Lee. Sorry to hear that, man. But moving on to the topic I really wanted to discuss. Like I said, this is going to be kind of a short show today. But, the NBA has made the decision for the first time in history, as far as we know, the league, All Star game now, they are taking away the center position, basically, and basically somewhat of the forward position. Basically, they're just going to call them the front court. But, for some people, the All Star Ballot not having a center or in a forward position now, like I said, calling it the back court and the front court or the guards and the three front courts. That's basically how they're saying it. They're saying it's going to be two guards, it's going to be the two guards, the point guard and the shooting guard, and then you're going to have the front court, which should consist of, technically, as most people know, the small forward, the power forward, and the center. Now, some people say, I put this on Twitter and Facebook when the story broke, what's your thoughts on it? You like it? You dislike it? What's going on? And a lot of people felt like they agreed with it, but there were also some people who felt, tradition was being broken. And let me say this. Tradition has already been broken. And tradition being broken is not always the bad thing. Now, in this case, I'm not a big fan of this. And not the All-Star tradition, but the tradition of the game. The game has changed. There's no reason for us to have a center ballot on the All-Star voting ballot. Why should we? On the All-Star voting ballot. Why should we have a center position? Who, like I said, Dwight Howard is technically, to most people, he's the best center. Some people think it's Andrew Bynum. But both of those guys are our best centers by default. Because we only truly compare Andrew Bynum to Dwight Howard, and we only compare Dwight Howard to Andrew Bynum. Yeah, we have other centers like Brook Lopez, Roy Hibbert, but they haven't done anything consistently to the point where people consider them to be true centers. That position is long gone. Not even just the center position, even the power forward position now. Power forwards rarely, with the exception of somebody like a Tim Duncan who grew up in a totally different era, None of these power forwards really play with their back to the basket anymore. It's a front, they play frontward now. They face you up. They spread the floor. They can shoot the three. Some of them can take you off the dribble. So at the end of the day, the tradition of the game has already changed. It used to be about having a point guard who could facilitate, having a finisher generally who was your shooting guard or your small forward, having that big man in the post who people fear, like your Patrick Ewing, like your Charles Barkley's. The people in the post that, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, all your big men. That's when the game was about having a big man, about having that point. Now the league has changed. It's about having the youth. It's about having athleticism. All this potential. It's all about that now. The league has changed. And like I said, I get what people say, tradition is, that's breaking the tradition. Not really. I mean, tradition's already broken. Who do you really vote for on the All Star Ballot if you do still vote? Who do you vote for? I mean, it's default. And it's a dang old shame because it's like I really don't like none of y'all at the center position because to me, none of y'all are true centers. And part of the reason that the center position and even the forward position, power forward position, are falling so much is, first off, it started off with just one person changing. With people like Dirk and Kevin coming in here with the jump shot. And that's great. It's great to see. I don't mind a game evolving in that way. But the true center position really is due to a lack of just being prepared, having a true big man skill set. But, they don't get challenged the way that they used to. Most of these kids, they're the 6'10", 6'11", 6'9", whatever, 6'10", 6'11", they tall in high school, and most people know when you the biggest dude or the tallest dude on the court, you were usually feared. And then they go to college. Depending on what college they go to, they don't really get challenged the way that they should. But even if they do get challenged, they still a big body. And nobody's teaching these guys how to be true centers. Well, out of all the centers the NBA does have, Roy Hibbert, I know he stayed in college, his whole 4 years. Dwight came out of high school. Brook Lopez had a couple years of experience in college. Bynum came out of high school. When you come out early, and like I said, if you want to come out early, you want to come out early. But even now, one of the reasons to me that the NBA is lacking, besides just all this, this super team, 3-team squad crap, is because a lot of these kids are coming into the NBA and they're not even ready. But, you come in young talent because you blew up the high school scene and maybe you blew up the college scene for 1 year and then you come into the NBA, you don't do anything. Well, majority don't. There's always those diamonds in the rough who just come in prepared and just take the lead by storm, no question. But majority of the players who come in the draft not ready and which is why it takes them 4, 5, 6 years to get developed. When they should have just stayed in college for only those 3 more years, then you wouldn't wasted so much time in the NBA, wasting other people's time. So at the end of the day, I get when people say, I want to see tradition broken, but it's just the way it is. Like I said, the league has changed. It's no longer about having a big man. It's really not. Like I said, no forward center anymore really truly plays with their back to the basket. Even Dwight Howard and Bynum have constantly said they would like to branch out to the 3-point shot. It's just not about that anymore. It's not. The game has changed. And that's okay. Change is probably change back one of these days to, the old school game. Hopefully it will. Like I said, give me 90s basketball. And I'm straight. Give me some 90s basketball and I'm straight. But at the end of the day, like I said, for those who feeling like the tradition is changing, the center position has been gone for a while now. If you haven't realized that, step up your game. The center position is gone. It's no longer there. There's no reason to have a center spot anymore. Like I said, Dwight Howard, Andrew Bynum are so far our best centers by default because we don't have anybody else to compare them to. Compared to the people that they do go against, they obviously are better. So, at the end of the day, the game has changed. You got to get over that. But like I said, one of the problems with the NBA now is, like I said, these guys, game has changed. Besides these superstar squads, like I said, these big 3, big 4, big 5, whatever squads the teams are, sharing or having. Just the fact that, like I said, a lot of these cats come out young now. They come out freshman year, not getting developed. And like I said, some can handle it and some can't. And as you can see, as the older veterans continue to fill out, it's going to be interesting to see, what the league becomes once all our older veterans are gone, like Kobe, like Tim. What is going to happen to our league? Even people like Chris and Darren, down the line as they continue to go. When people like Kyrie Irving begin to take over this league. Things like that. John Wall. I'm talking to John Wall, Derrick Rose's, Kyrie Irving type errors. It's going to be real interesting to just see Terrence Jones, what kind of error they're going to have by themselves. Because, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, that's a whole nother era. And then you have these, like I said, you have the Kyrie Irvings, the Blake Griffins and whatnot. And I really just want to see what kind of era of basketball we're going to have once people like LeBron and them leave. Because it's going to be something to see. I'm telling you. It's gonna be something to see when Kobe and Tim and all those guys leave. It's gonna be something to see when Dwayne Wade and LeBron and Carmelo and all these guys leave, because it's gonna be a totally different era. Hopefully it'll be better, but I don't know if it will be. But as I said, once again, just center position's gone. You might not agree, that's cool, but the center position's gone. We don't have any more centers. It's better for the voting. It's easier for the voting. Just pick the best front court players, that you want to see. I mean, Dwight Howard and Andrew Bynum will, still get picked. But at the end of the day, the power forward position and definitely the center position is gone. Power forward has just changed. It's no longer about having your back to the basket and being truly a backup, almost like another version of center. Now it's more about, like I said, spreading the floor as a power forward. Can you get out on the wing? Can you take somebody off the dribble? Can you shoot the three? Some of the things we see now out of a player like Kevin Love. So at the end of the day, agree or disagree, it's all good. Once again, thank you for tuning in. Segment of Sports Talk with L-Beasley. I know it was short. But this is my little short segment today. But thank you for tuning in. Let me know what you thought of the show. If you agree or disagree with anything that I said. If there's a topic that you want me to discuss that I have not brought up, be sure to let me know, man. I'm always happy to, answer my fans' requests. If you want me to discuss a player, a team, a coach, just let me know. All my contact information is at the end on the credits. Go check that out. Also, Sports Talk with L-Beasley has gone Skype, so if you want to be a guest on my show, be sure to let me know. Once again, all my contact information is on the credits at the end. Contact me if you want me to be a guest on your show. Thanks to all those who have been inviting me to be a guest on their show. I love coming on other people's shows and voicing my opinions, networking out to different fans, and branching. So definitely, if you want me to be a guest on your show, let me know. Contact information is at the end of the credits. Okay, check that out. Go check out MoneyballSportswear.com. They are a huge supporter of Sports Talk with L-Beasley. Not to mention they just got cold clothes. So go check out MoneyballSportswear.com. You're gonna love their clothes. Go check them out. Once again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all the fan support, the comments. If you can, definitely keep them coming. Spread the word. Sports Talk with L-Beasley. I appreciate all the fans who reach out to me. Shout outs on Twitter, Facebook, comments, all that. Just constructive criticism. Appreciate it all. Thanks. My Tigers play tonight. World Series starting tonight, baby. Let's go Tigers. So, my Tigers, they're going to win it all. They better win it all. I got disappointed not too long ago in the World Series. I don't think they're going to do that to me again. No, they know what stress I go through with the Lions and Pistons. They took away my Detroit Shock. So, they know what I go through. So, my Tigers going to get this win. My Tigers going to, start off with a win today. So, go Tigers. And once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys tomorrow.